Hi, Joel Rollins here for Rave TV on day one of InfoComm 2017, and I'm waiting for Kayye to join us. In the meantime, I will tell you that my feet hurt. It has been a long, long day on the floor. There's an awful lot of new exhibitors. There's a lot of new things to look at. I actually had a pretty active day and looked at a couple of products that I know are going to change my life back home, and I hope will yours as well. And Gary is about to join us here. Gary, thank you. It's the late Gary Kayye.
Sorry about that. This is what happens when you're live, right?
Yeah, no kidding. You go live, dude. Anyway, how was your day at the show?
I did a lot of walking. I don't know if I did as much as you, but I did a lot of walking.
My feet hurt. Definitely my feet hurt.
Yeah, I should check my watch and see how many steps I took today, but it was a lot of steps, that's for sure.
I was just writing a blog, and I basically said, every year I look forward to this show because by the time you've gone away from it, you forget about things like the heat, the humidity, and the fact that your feet hurt. And
I'm dying of thirst right now. I'm literally,
I'm dry.
I realized when I went to the bathroom that I had not really drank very much. I'm like dehydrated and, kind of dry feeling. And
that's a TMI.
Here we are in a humid environment, and,
What'd you see?
Man, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of new stuff on the show.
A lot.
Okay, so let's see. Let's start with audio.
Okay.
Bose has an in-ceiling speaker, a 70-volt speaker that emulates or sounds as good as a surface mount speaker, and it has some interesting technology in it that no one's ever seen. It. Now, the thing is not small; it's big. It's a very large speaker, and they have a really unique sort of patented technology in it. That the design of this system, when you build a system with these new Bose speakers, is you put the speakers only on the edge of the room. Nothing goes in the middle. The concept is a lot of room design. There's a problem because you got a chandelier in the ceiling, or you got some other obstacle, or you've got an interior designer that's affected the lighting of a room, or an architect that's decided, and they don't like people coming in after the fact, putting in ceiling speakers in places that we feel like they need to go because of distributed audio. So Bose developed a system that is specifically designed to put speakers around the perimeter of a room, uses the walls, and they're 90 degree and 100 degree angle.
Typical of Bose.
Yeah, well, they're 90 and 180 degree angle speakers, and they shoot towards the middle of the room with different patterns based on the ceiling height and the shape of the room. They sounded amazing. If you go to their sound demo room, it was amazing. What they did was what was interesting that they did a shootout with their own speakers, so you could so you could listen to the difference between the surface mount and the ceiling mount speakers. So anyway, I think it's an interesting technology. I talked to a couple of integrators on the show floor, and they were really impressed.
Yeah, on the audio, and that's going back to Herr Dr. Bose and the waveguide system.
Yeah,
they've always specialized in using other reflective surfaces as part of the audio playback system. Yeah. And they're really, really good at it. I've always said nobody gets big sound out of small speakers the way Bose does.
Yeah, and it was a really neat system. So I think, it's kind of you come here and all the glitz and glamours in the video, but in the audio, this was one of the coolest things I saw today.
Oh, okay, in the audio, I'll go from Bose and your 70-volt speakers to have you heard the Meyer Constellation audio system?
No, I didn't even get a chance to go to their booth yet.
This is too important to do quickly, so I'm going to do a whole write-up on this tomorrow. It is beyond concert quality line array system with a totally unique way of picking up audio. It's kind of revolutionary for big stage audio. So I'm going to be writing a blog about this, and I'm going to talk about it in a little more detail.
And you would know
tomorrow.
About big stage audio. You've lived most of your life in the live events arena, so if anybody knows that, you'd know it.
Yeah, besides the fact that I'm a video guy, but I've been around a lot of it. Okay, what else did you see?
Well, let's see. On the video side, I guess my pick of the day would probably be. It's going to be a toss-up between the LED, the invisible LED, not trans. I can't even think. Transparent. Good gosh, my head is so full. This has been a busy, long. I've been here since 6:45 this morning. Transparent LED system that they have. It's interesting. It's not actually glass. It's actually a film that you stick on glass. So if you have an existing surface, like the walls of our booth here, if you have a retail storefront, if you have any surface that has glass, you can stick it on the glass itself and basically display images on it. Now, it's not for high-resolution imaging. It's for sort of
signage.
It's not even for signage. It's more for attention grabbing because the separation between the LEDs is pretty far apart. I don't even remember what they were exactly. I want to guess somewhere in the range of maybe even 15 or 20 millimeters apart. But what's cool is for design elements and sort of wow kind of practices, and also for architectural design elements, I think it could be really cool.
Sure, absolutely. Okay,
what did you think?
My big thing of the day, Polycom Pano.
Oh, I read about the Pano.
Pano is amazing. Pano, again, I'm going to do a whole write-up on this, but Pano is a collaboration document sharing system that works via telepresence or locally, and has it's built around one of the new high-end NVIDIA chipsets, right?
Okay.
It has virtually infinite zoom window, right? And when I asked, okay, it can't be infinite, how big is it actually? The zoom power is 2 to the 22nd power.
Wow.
Right.
And this is
what
kind
math.
of system?
It's like a 14,000 power zoom.
So explain to me what it is. What does it do?
Okay. You can gather visual elements, right, and you can zoom in and out of them, right, so that you can display multiple screens or zoom into a single screen with almost no loss of resolution.
So it's like
as you relate those screens to each other, those graphic elements, you can draw between them and it remembers the relationship. So then if you move them around, say you had two images and you drew an arrow between them.
Right, to go from this image to this image.
Exactly. You move an image away, that arrow disappears, but if you put it back next to the other one, it comes back.
Interesting.
Right? So it has memory for all the annotation and stuff. It has multiple inputs. It really...
So it's a collaboration system.
You have to kind of see Pano to believe it, because the resolution of it, I mean, it's natively 4K, but it holds a much larger image than
it's
that.
Like a giant digital canvas, and you're only seeing part of it at one time.
Exactly. But get this, the entire product is under $2,000.
Wow. That's going to be big.
It's going to be killer. I mean, I think I've got them going on something they're going to do a T-shirt on. I'm like looking at their telepresence rooms, and I installed a bunch of them, and I said, you know what this would be like? It would be like take your change in Pano.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, literally, it's that good. So I was pretty excited about it. I'm going to do a write-up about it for our blog, but that was my product of the day.
So since we're talking about UC, did you get a chance to go by the Logitech booth and see the Meetup product?
I haven't yet. There was a crowd around it, so tell me about it.
So I used the Brio camera in the office as a 4K USB camera for doing my Zoom conferences and Skype calls and stuff that we do at Rave. And the Meetup is basically a huddle camera. It's not small, it's big. It's a huddle room camera. It's meant to be put right with a monitor in the front of the room. But what's cool about it is it has and I want to give you the exact percentage or degree, but if I recall, it's a 120 degree angle for the camera. So basically, because of that, you can literally be sitting up against the edge of a monitor, and you can see everyone in the room. Whereas a lot of times in these huddle
spaces, what's the distortion factor at that distance?
It's unnoticeable. I don't know. I don't know what the technical calculation was, but when you look at the system, you don't see any distortion.
Right, because normally when you use an ultra wide angle lens like
it's not a wide angle. It's not just a wide angle. That's the big thing they're promoting. It's not just a wide angle lens. It's a wider camera, and so therefore, what they're getting out of it is, I think it's a combination of the lensing and the processing that they're doing.
Would have to be.
That is giving you a non-distorted image. You can't tell it's distorted. I would love for you to go by and check it out and see what you think. But it's an impressive system because it's got audio built into it. You're going to have an external mic connected to it, so it's really for huddle room audio, right? And it's got a microphone array built into it, and it doesn't sound like when you're in the back of the room. It doesn't sound like you're in the back of the room. It sounds like you're at the conference table. But most importantly, the people at the front of the room can be seen on the camera.
What was the best attention-getting thing you saw?
You know, that's going to be impossible for me to say one, because, I mean, as you see, when you walk around here, what's different about InfoComm than most other shows is that the aisle displays are intentionally designed to grab your attention.
Absolutely.
So a lot of the companies do calculated demos like that grab your attention. So, for example, Epson has a projection demo with a curved screen where the screen is actually moving in and out while they're projecting on the surface. So at different points, not just the whole screen, but different elements are coming out. So it's literally physically 3D elements coming at you. NEC has like a Shark Tank aquarium kind of exhibit where they used I want to say 18 LED displays. People are waving at us as they walk by. We have to wave back, of course.
Exactly. I'm not looking, so it's okay.
So we use 18 LEDs inside of this room, and like you're standing there and you feel like you're in an aquarium with a shark coming at you.
Right.
That was super impressive. And of course, the large LEDs are always impressive to me. Barco has a giant one in their booth. Planar has a giant one.
Do you see the brick cubes with the water at
you showed me a picture of that, and I can't wait to see it.
Unreal. Creative LED has literally what looks like a bunch of like 2-foot cubes of brick with water running over them. They're actually all made of just LED panels. The water's completely illusionary, but it is so crisp and so real looking that literally people are reaching over and touching it to see if their hand gets wet.
Yeah, they go underneath it and try to get some water out of it. Yeah, the picture you showed me was amazing. And what's the name of the company again?
Creative LED.
Creative LED. So you got to go by and see that. I'm trying to think of like unusual products that I saw. Did you happen to go by and take a look at the product that I told you about yesterday, the hover cam?
I did.
The little, I forget what they're called.
I did. Amazing.
Really? You liked it that much?
I liked it a lot. I mean, for teaching with, I kept looking at it going, I would love to own one of these.
It's called the hover cam Pilot.
Right.
It's a lectern, although they're calling it a podium.
It's a lectern. Yeah, podium is actually what you sit a lectern on.
Yeah.
But that's okay. We'll let it, we call them podiums too, so it's okay.
Yeah.
But it's got a built-in 4K touchscreen, a built-in Windows 10 computer, multiple inputs, a 4K document camera, right? And it wirelessly transmits 4K to a receiver that you put with your monitor, right? And this entire thing is like $2,500.
Yeah, you were saying to me that one of the problems they're going to have is some schools are going to, when they get a bid for that, they're going to think, okay, this has got to be some cheap.
It can't be credible
because it's too cheap.
I've built the equivalent of this for several times the money.
Yeah.
You know, so this is it's really neat.
Have
so
you had
stop
a chance
by and
to go
see
to the
that.
Immersion Pavilion?
Yeah, just briefly. I went and looked at the one that your friends from UNC brought at the Dome, right? And that was really neat.
And that's all student-created content, right? The University of North Carolina, where I teach, has brought we have a 360 a class, a teacher, Stephen King, who teaches an immersion AR VR class for students on how to build content. And we brought the Dome from UNC.
Right.
So that content is all student-produced content. They're just there sort of as a technology demo.
Right. Yeah.
But did you see the Samsung section of that?
I haven't yet, simply because I looked at what they were doing. I mean, there are big lines, and they're demonstrating using the HTC Vive headset, which I'm developing for myself. Yeah. So I didn't want to get in their way, and I really didn't. I know how they work, so I really didn't need to get in line for that.
Yeah, you've probably seen some.
It's a great demo. And then the new Samsung product that they're looking at. The one that I want to look at is Epson has a new set of glasses for augmented reality.
Yeah.
That I need to get by and look at.
It's called Movero.
Moverio, yeah.
Moverio, and it's interesting. It sort of looks like Google Glass, except it's I would say it's application specific.
Right.
So it's good for like a museum to use to translate all the signage at where the artwork is from Dutch to English or from German to English.
Has built-in memory and location, and you can update them as a group. So if you have 50 of these in your facility or whatever, they will all update together. Right,
and what's cool about that is because it's application specific, you actually decide what you're going to use these for. It's not like you buy these things like the Google Glass and use them for anything. It's a very specific application.
No, these are definitely obviously meant for things like museum tours and stuff like that.
It's perfect for a museum tour. In fact, the demo they have is of a museum tour where it's simultaneously translating signage, which I think is kind of cool. But I mean, we've only been here one day and we've already seen a lot of stuff. I mean, this is an exciting show. We've got a website where we've sort of aggregated all the stuff that we've seen here at the show. We've already shot, I don't know, we haven't counted yet, but somewhere in the range of 700 to 800 videos today, believe it or not, which will all be on our website tonight. It's going to take us a while, though. It's going to take us probably till about midnight to get them all up there. But they'll all be at ravepubs.com/InfoComm2017, and we'll be back. Joel and I will both be back tomorrow, right?
Yep, you bet. Tomorrow, 6 p.m. live. And in the meantime, you can check out my blog entries on the day. I'll have a picture of that cube thing at Creative that you'll really like. Anyway.
And I'll try to be on time tomorrow.
A great first day.
Yeah, it was a fantastic first day. I'm definitely very exhausted. I didn't get much time. I actually didn't eat. Unfortunately, I stupidly did not eat breakfast, and then I didn't get a chance to eat lunch. So I'm not only starving,
I'm in the same place.
but I'm also exhausted. So.
Yeah, me too. My blood sugar's low, and I'm starting to get a headache. So I'm glad the show floor has closed for the day. I got a lot of writing to do. Anyway,
thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. You can check out everything at www.ravepubs.com. And we will later tonight have just about all the content of the show from today up there for you. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Thanks.